Hey, what's up? This is Pastor Sheikh Mwaigusi from The Remix, and we just finished tonight's service. We were in part 2 of our message series titled The Ghost, and tonight we talked about what the Holy Spirit does. Last week's message, we talked about who the Holy Spirit is, and tonight we talked about what the Holy Spirit does. Now, did you know that the only time that the Bible allows for any follower of Jesus Christ to be intoxicated is when you're filled with the Holy Spirit? Paul talks about not being drunk with wine, but being filled with the Holy Spirit. And tonight's message, we fleshed out what does it look like, what does the life of a Christian look like when they are filled with, utterly filled with, completely filled with the Holy Spirit. And we talked about the different things that the Holy Spirit does. We talked about the different things that are in these gifts that the Holy Spirit gives to those who follow Him. So one of the first things we said was that the Holy Spirit grants believers who are filled with Him superhuman and supernatural abilities. And we looked at the story of Philip in the New Testament book of Acts, and how the Holy Spirit led him, guided him, and directed him to an Ethiopian who eventually came to know Jesus Christ, and the implication of all of that. Secondly, we also talked about how the Holy Spirit grants those who are filled with Him insight and understanding and wisdom into complex matters. And we looked at the story of Simeon in the Gospels and how the Holy Spirit led him to Jesus Christ and the implications of all of that. And really it ended with a song titled I Surrender, and we heard a testimony from a young girl named Carrie. That's on our website. You can check that out from this week's message. But really the big idea of tonight's message is to be filled with the Holy Spirit, or specifically that if you were to experience the filling of the Holy Spirit in your life, the potential of what God can do in you is limitless. There is no end to what God can do in the life of a believer who is totally sold out to Him. Well, you can listen to the rest of the message on our website, www.remixnj.com, to really learn what it looks like and what the experience can be like to be filled utterly with the Holy Spirit. Have a good night.